Yeah.
Well, all right. I've got some terrible news for you.
Aw,
Solve the
man.
murder first.
Damn it! I want to find the paths.
You get to find. Okay, tell you what, guys. After you solve this murder, you get to find a path. Mind it's the right one.
Yeah!
Yes.
All right, everybody. Are we? Can we get
Yes.
a recording going?
It is already recorded. I got this on tape of you saying we can find paths after we solve
Oh
the murder.
God damn it! So last session, you guys were beginning your investigation in Sonterra. Soot made a friend. Care to tell us about it, Ren?
He was trying to rob us, specifically Skylar. His name's Ray. He's a guy. Um, he had a nice little chat with Soot and Adder. And by saying that, he didn't talk to Adder at all. But Soot had donuts with him and got a little bit of information that was a little useful-ish. It was fine. Yeah. But he made a friend.
made a good buddy named Ray. After the Ray incident, I believe you guys slept and decided to go to Mr. Handras Mudspin's workplace the next day.
Yes.
Upon arrival, you met with the receptionist slash clerk slash. You didn't get an exact job title, but it was an older half-orc gentleman named Uram Doc. And you were informed that there were only two other living employees of Mr. Mudspin, those being his assistant Rosie and someone named Jasper, who you were never given a job title for Jasper either. Victor went and had a little chat with Rosie, and I need to stress that all of this was taking place while Victor was running OSHA 2, the progressive version.
Yeah. Insurance scam.
Insurance scam, claiming to be insurance investigators. And you found out from Rosie that not only had the police been by, but also members of the Grand Duchess's guard had been questioning the staff, which was surprising. You made an arrangement that Rosie would meet you at Mr. Mudspin's apartment that evening and let you in with her spare key. You then went to Rosie's dad's butcher shop. It was a nice butcher shop. You got bacon for Matchbox.
Yeah, or chicken hearts is what it was, I think. Or no, beef heart. Chunks of beef heart.
It was beef hearts.
Yeah.
I thought it was, yes, it was beef hearts. I assumed bacon because that seemed like a Matchbox thing, but it was beef hearts for Matchbox.
Sid does have some pocket bacon left, but that was from maybe a week ago, so it's probably getting old.
Probably a little old. But yeah, Mr. Rosin was a friendly man. Him and his daughter are both clearly, as far as you all can tell, Oreads, which are the Pathfinder version of Earth Ganassi.
Mm-hmm. We learned from him that apparently Mudspin was talking to some people along with, or Rosie had seen him talking to some people in the shop, like, the day before he... Or was that, from Jasper? I can't remember.
We learned it from him.
You learned it from the butcher, that he had been chatting with other customers and seemed to be in normal spirits the day before he passed. Then you guys went to see who Jasper was. And, well...
They're ours now.
Jasper was a lizard. he is no longer a lizard. But he definitely was. And you're not entirely sure that Jasper should have ever been made to not be a lizard. I don't know what you guys gleaned or deemed useful or relevant from your conversation with Jasper. He said an awful lot. You had like a 30-minute conversation with Jasper.
I didn't write anything down that he said, but by God, was it great.
About what I expected. You still don't know what exactly Jasper does for Mr. Mudspin or did for Mr. Mudspin.
Yeah, we tried to ask him, and I don't think he gave us an answer aside from, I worked with Mr. Mudspin.
Well, see, they asked him what he did, and he said that he does work.
Yeah.
Which is true.
Yeah.
You just never got any follow-up. You also got that Jasper is apparently quite close with Rosie, and that Jasper is quite close with Aya, as they are members of the same support network, and that Jasper is quite close with somebody who you guys have only heard described as Princess and got no further details on, but Aya also knows her.
Talked about possibly finding Princess. Or at least they did.
There was mention of finding Princess. But when you guys left the lizard, I think I had said that I would fast forward us a little bit into evening time to get to your arranged meeting with Rosie. That sound right?
I think so.
Yes.
All right. I don't remember where you said you'd meet Rosie. I'm presuming at Mr. Mudspin's residence, considering as you have the address.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we'll say that that's where you agreed upon then.
Yeah.
You all can rock up to his place. It's an older, sort of residential building, set of apartments, but not like an overly packed one. It looks like probably this is probably a multi-story home that's been sort of converted into 6 apartments, but good-sized ones. And Mr. Mudspin is on the ground floor, and you guys are able to meet Rosie outside.
Victor will kind of take charge of the interaction again.
Yeah. I will say Set, if we had like time in between, would have like changed just a little bit to make it look more like, a man from Progressive.
A man from Progressive. Ditch the hat.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah. No hat for Soot. Hatless Soot. And Rosie only had spoken to Victor before, so this is her first time meeting the rest of you.
Yeah, I figure Aya will also at least, like, she will reluctantly do, like, the sort of business casual clothes that she picked up and the shoes.
I forgot you got them specifically in case you needed to run this scam. God,
we have OSHA clothes.
Yeah, not specifically for Progressive, but
yeah.
We need to look official.
I feel like Victor has had to explain what life insurance is to a couple of members of the party.
Yeah.
Weirdly, Aya knows what life insurance is.
Does Soot know what life insurance is? Oh yeah, Fernwood.
Well, make an intelligence check. So let's find out.
All right, 1 second. Come on, Liquid Core. Let my boy be intelligent. Hey, that's not bad. Yeah. That's an 18.
Nice.
18. You do know what life insurance is. You even know that life insurance where you're from has a lot more stipulations and thorough contracts than life insurance in most areas of the world. So that's what you know about life insurance.
Lots of contracts.
I'm gonna go ahead and tell you now. You definitely had to explain life insurance to Danela.
Okay.
Danela, who is not here, by the way, did not join you for this outing.
Other things to do, that's alright.
I will also mention, by the time we've gotten there, Aya has worked it out, but I need you to be aware that on the way there, Aya is very much walking. It's not the same type of, like, when you put a dog in booties, but it's that kind of vibe.
The unhappy walk energy. The weird
to get
steps.
walking completely normal about this by the time we get there, but it is
Bengi, in the meantime.
yes.
Victor will very much just. Good evening, Rosie.
Good
Do you mind if
evening.
I just call you Rosie?
That's just fine. I don't think I was introduced to the rest of your associates.
No, most of my team was busy in other areas of the shop at the time. And we'll give just a quick, like let everybody introduce themselves as they wish.
Yeah. So it'll give, like, the nice introduction, just, like, his name and, like, handshake. He might have even grabbed, like, a couple of random fucking papers and written some stuff down on it to make it look official. Just to play the bit.
Get the clipboard and the random papers.
Yeah. So it'll make sense as to why he's, like, looking off in the distance if need be.
Alright.
God.
Yeah. So I can't believe, I'm sorry, I'm still upset about the life insurance thing. I can't believe you're OSHAing me a second fucking time. You can easily enough make yourselves look official. I'm not gonna make you roll for the quality of your progressive scam. Add this beyond bluff checks as relevant, but I'm not gonna make you roll for the quality of your supporting materials because Rosie doesn't care enough. In other circumstances, if you continue doing this, you're gonna have to be rolling for the quality of your supporting materials, but currently it's not.
That's fine. We can figure out how to train disguise, but only for
Only for OSHA.
OSHA 2 insurance boogaloo.
OSHA 2
only for the OSHA saga. We can figure out how to do disguise only for OSHA.
Yeah.
It's really so funny if we need some other kind of disguise, because like the buffs we have are only for OSHA or OSHA adjacent.
Hey, we have a bag of holding. We can put all we need for OSHA materials in the bag of holding.
Your bag of OSHA. Anyway,
OSHA.
Rosie, I'm assuming everybody introduces themselves largely normally, except for Victor, who of course introduced herself as Rilla. Yeah. She is.
I am prompted, I assume.
Yes.
Yes.
Quick question, Parker. I don't quite recall. Is Victor in her blue face at the moment?
Yes.
Okay. Good to know.
Blue.
She figured that would be easier than having to maintain a disguise at the moment. Or maintain a different face, at least.
Yeah. Good to know.
This one being her most natural.
Mostly blue dyke. Anyway. Rosie nods and greets you all, and then just, alright, so you wanted to see the place?
Yes.
Yes, please.
It's a little, stripped in there right now. There's a lot that's been taken out for police work, presumably. But
That's all right. Would you be willing to step inside and do at least let us know what of value has been confiscated by the police at the moment?
I can do my best, I suppose.
Just if you notice anything, thank you.
Right. And she will take her key and let you into the main door as well as the door to his apartment itself. It's not marked off in any way anymore, presumably that stage of the investigation having passed by now. And she lets you in to. It does feel a little bit barren at first, and initially your thought is it's barren because there's not a lot left, but there are many personal effects left, and looking around the whole apartment, it seems more so that this man just probably wasn't a big decorator.
Mood.
Fair enough.
Solid, sturdy, well-built furniture, high quality craftsmanship, enough glasses and dishes and the like to have maybe 4 people at a time. No more. Enough seating for probably 3 people comfortably and 4 people if you squish. and not a ton of decorations on the walls or anything. This man doesn't seem like he was a social butterfly in anything that you've heard from him. And especially not now looking at his apartment, you're like, this is a man who has 2 friends who come over sometimes, and if a third person comes over, he's not really happy about it.
If the third person comes over, it gives him anxiety.
But Rosie lets you in and sort of stands in the living room, points out where the bedroom is, where his office is. Kitchen and dining room are right off the living room, very easy to see. Bathroom's there. She points out where the main rooms are and then just sort of stands in the middle, a little awkward. Victor, she didn't have this awkwardness or hesitancy about her earlier when she was working in the morgue, but it's there now.
Victor's gonna turn to everybody and just, all right, get going, fan out.
Soot takes out a quill and is gonna take a look around, except he's gonna be listening instead.
Okay.
I would like to, I will at some point also be going around, but I also want to talk to Rosie more, that I have another better idea of what I actually want to say to her instead of blanking, because I had no spoons last week.
Very, very valid. Anybody who's looking around, make perception checks. Anybody who's listening, make a listen check. And Victor, feel free to proceed.
Rosie, do you mind if we step off to the side a moment?
No, I don't mind.
Alright, I wanna get a moment of privacy, and is just gonna pull her off to the corner of a room. And just kind of gets this look on her face, like, God damn it, I hate this part. And she goes, I'm genuinely so sorry about this, Miss Rosie. But when there is questions of the possibility of self-inflicted harm, there are a few questions we have to ask associates about the deceased and their perceived mental and emotional state leading up to the death.
Y'all don't really think he did that to himself, did you?
No, I mean, the evidence really doesn't, but the fact that the police have suggested that maybe it is a possibility means we have to go through the whole. And she gives Rosie a look like fucking hate bureaucracy.
All right. Okay. What is
It,
it
it
then? What's the? Just ask me the questions. I will answer.
again, I am so sorry. I genuinely don't think
You
this
don't.
will be.
You don't need to keep apologizing. I understand that you're just doing your job, miss.
All right. In the about month leading up to Mr. Mudspin's death, did you notice any odd or out of sorts behavior? Whether that be. It could be anything from a sudden withdrawal or a sudden explosion of sociality. Um, a. Did he start suddenly giving away possessions or having a bunch of serious conversations or start talking to folks he didn't normally talk about? Like, was he receiving or sending any odd sort of mail?
Did you want me to answer any of these, or were you just gonna read them all off and then
I,
I'll
I
circle
I like
back?
to give examples because most folks just think that it's just getting real sad all of a sudden, and then, but it can look a lot of ways.
Well, to answer your questions in no particular order, as I do not recall the order, I did not notice him becoming abruptly withdrawn, nor abruptly more social. I was not aware of him distributing any of his possessions, nor of having any serious conversations regarding his own mortality, nor anything else, frankly. He attended work as usual, worked as usual, spent time as I knew him to usually spend time. The only thing that surprised me, even once before the day I found him dead, was when he mentioned he had a friend coming from out of town, and that was shocking to me. But of course, he has lived a long life and has many friends. So, him expecting a visitor was not all that unusual. It just had not happened in the time I'd known him prior to that. The friend didn't get there until shortly after he died. So, unfortunately, I can't tell if maybe he meant to give give her any of those sorts of serious conversations that you were mentioning. But no, beyond a little excitement for an old friend to come visit, I did not notice anything unusual in his behavior prior to when I found him. At which point, I was extremely shocked.
Stand. This friend. He was excited to see them.
Yes, I mean, as far as I could tell, he mentioned that he'd had a letter from a friend announcing a visit. He seemed eager to get to catch up. Said he'd known her quite some years. I don't remember how long. Seemed pretty long to me, though. Although she didn't seem all that old when I met her briefly. But
Do you recall a name?
it was started with an N, maybe.
All right.
Nari. No. Something like that. It'll come to me just a second. You can carry on.
Take your time. I, as Parker, know this. I'm just playing
I know.
the vibe.
I know.
Gotta play the bit.
Gotta play the bit. Do you know of any, perhaps, sudden crises? Medical, financial, familial?
No. He didn't have family. Didn't have any kind of emergencies or concerns in that way. Did not, as far as I know, have any medical concerns, although we did not extensively discuss our own medical histories with each other. We were frequently talking about other people's.
Fair enough.
As far as his financials are concerned, I was paid well as his assistant and never had cause to suspect my paycheck would be overdue or otherwise affected. So he seemed to me to be in good financial health without emergency. And that's about all I can say on that.
Alright. So I think we can switch tracks a little bit.
I appreciate that.
When there is foul play suspected, there are a series of other questions I have to ask.
I'm sure there are.
Did Mr. Mudspin, in your knowledge, take or receive any visitors in the week or two before his death that were unexpected? I don't need to know about every client's family that walked in the door, but...
Well, in that case, I have very little to tell you about, on account of I'm largely familiar with clients' families walking in the door. Like I said, he had that friend who came to visit, but that was not unexpected. She'd written the letter. Navi, that's her name, Navi. Told you to come to me. And
Appreciated Navi. Alright.
Navi, I think. I don't remember her last name. I don't know that she ever told me her last name. Does not matter. That was an expected visit, and like I said, she didn't get there until after. And beyond that, it was very regular, very usual. I came over. Urim came over. Jasper came over a couple times.
Jasper, yes, we introduced ourselves to Mr. Jasper.
Oh, isn't he just a treat?
He is delightful, I think, in his own special, unique way.
I bet a conversation with him must have been real interesting for your type. It was real interesting for the police, and it was real interesting for the Grand Duchess's folk. And I bet it was real interesting for you.
Indeed.
And she has a look on her face that's not like... It's not that she's like entirely just taking pleasure in the thought that Jasper might have been a very tiresome conversation for you, but she's a little bit taking pleasure in that thought.
Yeah. Victor is kind of like giving the vibe, like, yeah, funny.
Mm-hmm. So now,
I have a question about Mr. Jasper, actually. What was his actual role within the mortuary?
I think you'd be hard pressed to find an actual answer to that. Sometimes he would clean. Sometimes he would help Urim. He was very, very rarely assist when I needed an extra set of hands.
So just sort of an all-around...
More odd jobs than anything else, yeah. I don't know.
Just as a curiosity, how did Miss Jasper find himself in employment with Mr. Mudspin?
Oh, I don't think I could answer that either. One day, Mr. Mudspin introduced him to us. Said he was working there.
That's cool.
I do not know how he came across him. But he just Mr. Mudspin brought him one day. Asked me to show him around. Gave him a few tasks. Then he carried on doing the tasks. And it wasn't as though we were aching for an extra set of hands, but it was nice to have a little extra help around here and there.
Sure. Was Mr. Mudspin that kind of soul to sort of just...
You know, Mr. Mudspin was he's a very kind man. And, I mean, he was very kind to me, taking me on as his apprentice, you know. Made a whole big deal about how he needed to take someone on, you know, getting on in years, all that, needed to have the help, wanted to pass things on, but it was kindness that got me that apprenticeship. And I get the sense that Jasper is not in a particularly well-advantaged position in his life, considering. And so I think it was kindness for him too. And so I wouldn't say it was a habit, but Mr. Mudspin was a very kind man.
I think it is at this point that I'm going to roll a sense motive.
Okay.
About kind of accumulating the sort of general knowledge of what was happening in Mudspin's life in the broad sense, and then this sort of assessment of his character.
Mm-hmm.
If I may.
Go ahead and roll a sense motive.
That is a 16.
16. Okay. Rosie seems genuine. She also seems like she's not being the most open, but more in the sense that this is somebody who is very dear to her, and being open about all of her thoughts and feelings in this moment is not what she wants to be doing around a life insurance investigator.
Yeah.
So she's a little bit holding back on her thoughts and feelings about a lot of the situation. But mostly it does seem honest.
Underhanded. Yeah.
There's nothing that seems like she's literally trying to directly lie or to obscure the truth in an obstructive way.
All right, back on track. As delightful as Jasper is.
Yes.
Of those clients that you mentioned coming in and out, do you remember any conversations growing heated or any sort of issues with them? Anyone?
It ain't frequent that people grow heated with us. It's more likely they get hysterical and emotional. People don't frequently get heated. Certainly not Not in the couple weeks leading up to anything. I don't remember any overly aggressive conversations. Not at work.
And one or two questions about Mr. Urim.
Yes.
What would you describe his role in the mortuary as?
All the clerical stuff, paperwork, arranging things with the funeral homes, arranging things with police when they're required, and anything that's paper-based, Urim's got it, which is good, because Mr. Mudspin really hated it.
Understandable. You would think I'd be more fond for that sort of thing, considering my job, but pays the bills.
Well, not all of us can be so blessed as to find their calling in life. That requires no paperwork.
And Mr. Urim, how would you describe him and his relationship to Mr. Mudspin?
Friendly, good. Urim's been working there longer than I have by quite some time. He's been working there for years. Maybe even 10 years. Quite some time. They've been, they ain't, close in the sense of, I don't suppose they'd ever, move in together or some such, but they're very close co-workers in that way, And, they've never had any major disagreements the whole time I've known them. Always been very good at working together, very amicable.
Beyond your co-workers and this Navi individual, whoever she may be, can you recall any other regular associations Mr. Mudspin had?
I mean, he was friendly with some folk at my dad's shop, but not in the sense of inviting them over, more in the sense of, they'd make small talk. He had places he'd go. He wasn't real sociable. He was a very kind man, but not a very sociable man. So, sometimes he'd mention folk that he'd been chatting with or got lunch with or did some such thing or the other with, but no regular.
Kindness and sociality are not necessarily two mutually exclusive qualities.
Indeed.
Final question.
Yes, please.
Again, I was about to apologize again.
Just carry on.
Can you recall anything of value, whether monetarily or historically or culturally significance that Mr. Mudspin might have owned or kept in this house?
I mean, monetary value, I don't know if you've noticed, all the furniture is extremely high quality dwarven craftsmen's that apparently it's family heirlooms or some such. Some of this furniture is centuries old. He has... Well, to answer your question, and answer one of your questions from earlier, he always kept some of his most, I don't want to say the ones he had a personal connection to, but ones that he thought were extremely important. He kept files at his home, from years and years ago, some of them. And the police didn't really look into any of those, but when the Grand Duchess's folk came, they did take one.
Victor has to fight really hard to not look pissed.
Yikes.
But interesting.
I mean, if I'm honest, I can kind of understand why, considering it's the only thing I understand about the Grand Duchess's folk being involved is that it was from the Grand Duke back,
Yes, of course.
back decades ago now. I wasn't even alive at that point.
I don't think anyone in this room, in this apartment, was alive during that time. So,
Well, yeah. I was just gonna say your friend there probably was, considering. But I also might be a little older than you think, Miss Rayla.
Well, you don't look it.
Most of my folk don't. All this to say, it was those files that they took, which I don't know if they were just confiscating it, considering as he was the one who had them, and if they'd lost their copy, I don't know. But at least it seemed to have some relevance to the office rather than everything else, which I don't know why they're involved. But they took that.
They were the ones to take that fire.
Yes.
Alright. Thank you. Appreciate it. I appreciate your time. I don't think we'll have any more questions for you, and if we do, I will apologize ahead of time for them.
Well, I do appreciate that, Miss Rilla.
Well, I best actually look like I'm doing work.
Yeah, not leave your associates to scour the place on their lonesome?
No, they're good people, but I don't want them reporting my ass for blazing off on the job or whatever.
Well, I suppose you better get to it. I hope you don't mind. I think I'll sit and wait.
No, that's fine. Just if anyone asks you if anyone has any questions or needs you to open something, just
You apologize.
I apologize. Don't be shocked.
At this point, I think I will be more shocked if people ever leave me alone. Sorry.
No, I hear that more often than you think.
I'm sure.
I don't take it personally no more.
I'm very glad to hear that.
Alright,
And
sit, you have rest.
She is going to sit in the living room on the chair that, looking at a little closer, you're like, that doesn't look like it could possibly be centuries old, and then you're like, oh, wait, dwarves.
Yeah. And I will join the search party. Do a quick funky little prayer as needed.
As you should. Alright, now Aya and Soot, and Fern, if you wanted to perceive at all during this, also encouraged.
I'll perceive.
I put mine in chat, by the way.
I saw it, yes.
I'll perceive. I love to perceive.
I love when you perceive.
Oh,
so
I missed how long ago she mentioned that the Duchess whatever was.
She didn't mention specifically when the Duchess's people came, but if asked,
Yeah, could I just throw that in there as a quick question? Just
yeah, retroactively, she would have told you that it was last week sometime.
okay. Victor is fucking pissed.
Mm.
Them bitches have the shit she wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunate.
She has to break into the Grand Duchy archives. She'll fucking do it. Anyway.
Shocking.
Well,
Fuck
how else is she
nobles.
gonna do it?
That's a
True.
great question.
She can't OSHA her way into that one.
I could.
You could.
Fern could OSHA our way into that one.
I think we should try.
Oh my god. Fern and Aya, as you were searching this house, it's been cleaned. But the first thing that becomes obvious to you is that they've cleaned it, yeah, but there's definitely still a blood stain on the bedroom floor near the bed. Like, it's not huge, but it is there. And you look around the whole apartment, there are no signs of forced entry or a great disturbance beyond the disturbance of many cop activities, as well as probably the Grand Duchess's guards' activities. And overall, it's very, very plain, but there are certain things when you're looking around. Do either of you speak Dwarven?
No, but I do.
Nope. Nope.
Nope.
Unfortunately, no,
I have
but
to
we
wait.
can ask.
Fuck.
There are some notes that Victor would be able to.
I do. I don't know if I would have thought to prepare comprehend languages beforehand.
Let me check. I feel like Sit knows some languages. Oh wait, no, this is sorry.
I have 8 languages, and Dwarvish is one of them.
Oh no,
You
I have
would-
Gnome and Halfling, not Dwarvish.
I think we know that Victor speaks Dwarvish because I think we were there for none of us knew about the conversation with the dwarves in, but I feel like it's come up at this point.
I'm pretty sure you would know that at least one of the blue dykes is likely to understand Dwarvish. So you do find some notes that are Mr. Mudspin's personal notes, clearly, just in various places. There are several in the kitchen that you find that, when translated, seem to be how Rosie, Urim, and Jasper take their coffee. With an addendum that Jasper does not take coffee, or there will be consequences.
Oh no!
Oh my god, I love it.
And a suggestion of apple juice for next time. And there are several more notes of that nature that seem to be denoting schedules or preferences or things for a subset of people around him, mostly to do with the employees of the mortuary, several that are to do with the hours of his favorite restaurant, when a particular waiter is working, and what the specials are that day. Some notes about discounts at the grocers. I receive messages on Discord.com that make my brain stop temporarily.
Sorry.
Because it's true. But god damn it.
Sorry.
Anyway, the notes of that nature, just this is a man with a well-kept routine who enjoyed knowing the routines and preferences of people around him. You do also find written not in Dwarven, but instead, what languages do everybody have? Actually, let's.
Elven and Oran for Aya.
So it's got Elven, Sylvan, Gnome, and Halfling.
I have common, elven, sylvan, and Aklo.
I have common, infernal, halfling, elven, dwarvish, gnomish, sylvan, and common sign.
Okay.
Am I the only person with Aklo?
You
Yeah,
are
I
the
think
only
so.
person with Akla.
Sexy.
Yeah.
Aya wins the lottery this time, though.
Yeah.
Oh!
Aya, you're in the bedroom, and you find on the little desk in there, some letters. One of them appears to be dated, from maybe a month and a half ago. And it's in Aran. And there's no signature. But it mentions... It's a very short, terse letter. And it says more or less the following. I need your help. I need to go home. It's been too long. I need a way out of this. You owe me one. And there's no signature. That is all that is written. But it's in Aran.
Aya, I think is gonna borrow one of the papers from Soot and transcribe that. Probably just transcribe it in common so that
Fair enough. You can easily write it down.
yeah.
I'm not cool.
And there is a scribbled note that it's translated from Oran. She doesn't put it quite like that, but it's like...
Yeah.
Originally in Oran, found on the desk, was that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, if you could send the text of that to chat just so that...
Yeah.
So that it can make it into people's notes. And you said this apartment's on the ground floor, right?
Yes.
How big would you say the window is?
Big enough for your average medium creature to crawl through.
Okay.
And let's see here.
Shh.
Yeah, so you find that letter. You find several notes as I described. This man really does not seem like he was one for personal effects in the sense of knickknacks or anything of emotional significance being held. He did have a list of where in his office in one of the drawers, clearly this desk has been turned over once or twice already. He did have something that sort of dictated where various documents pertaining to himself could be found, like what office was his will filed with, where are all of, his financial records kept, a number of those things. That seems like this man was probably not expecting to die, like, last week, but he was an older dwarf with a lot of affairs to keep settled and in order, and had those organized appropriately. He also just seems in general in his home life to be an organized man. Soot with 25 listen.
Yes. Whoops.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna send to you. I'm gonna
Alright.
type it to you instead of saying it out loud.
Yeah, I've got my phone open to look at Soot chat.
Mm-hmm.
Can I notice anything? Like, if she kind of crouches and goes at sort of ground level, can she notice anything? Like, any spots with a cleaning mist, anything that might have fallen down?
Bird crouch.
Yeah, I'll get to that when I'm done with this.
Yeah.
I have become crouched.
And that's what you get, I think, Ren, that you can make out. There's a lot of talking going on, but those are the bits that you sort of pick out individually.
Cross chatter derogatory.
Cross chatter so derogatory.
This is the group chat or the Discord call with like 10 plus people in it that are just trying to chat with everybody at once.
Yep.
Great. Alright.
Oh, actually, you got a 25. I'll give you one more thing real quick.
Yay. More for me. Yippee.
And that's all. Aya. You're just sort of scouring the floor.
Yeah.
You don't immediately notice anything that is out of place on the floor. There are maybe a couple fallen papers, but it seems like they were more likely disturbed in the process of the multiple investigations than the whatever may have happened before then.
Fair enough.
And yeah, not a lot going on beneath.
So, still was worth bobbing down to check.
Sure was. Is there anything else you guys want to do while you are in Mr. Mudspin's apartment?
So you said that this apartment complex was like a multi-story building that got basically converted into a set of apartments, right?
I did, yeah.
Am I hearing anything from the upstairs neighbors? This is partially brought about by the fact that my upstairs neighbors are pulling some bullshit, and I'm like, yeah.
You're not hearing anything at the moment. Hello,
Okay.
Astris.
Astris.
Hello!
We're gaming. Oh, fucking Danela arrives in the bedroom next to Aya.
Oh, hello.
Hi! I have no idea what we're doing.
You might have to go back out through the window. Aya will explain in very short term that Victor got us in under the guise of being life insurance inspectors, and we distinctly came in with
Not me.
yes.
Lovely.
So you might have to go out through the window.
I sure will try.
Fortunately, it is a big enough window. Aya does not say that, but that is Joe saying that it is apparently a big enough window for a medium-sized creature, too.
It is. It is a suitable window to crawl through.
Window.
Which is honestly the funniest way for Janella to...
Just poof. Hi.
Do what you gotta do.
Very quick summary. We are investigating Mudspin's house. Victor harassed Rosie a little bit. We got some information, not terribly much. And I have found a note that she transcribed into Common, being the only one who can speak Orin, which is very funny. But otherwise, a lot of it seems to have been cleaned up. The Grand Duchess's people came in and took a letter that took some files that Victor very much wanted to get her there.
Her grubby little hands on, yes.
Yeah, they already took it. Victor is grumpy. We found a letter that does sound like at least somewhat of a threat.
Fun!
We love threats.
I wouldn't describe it as a threat. I would describe it more as Navi needs to fess up to some shit.
Oh!
It may not have been Navi.
Oh.
I got money.
Orin's a weird choice for Navi.
Yeah, but like...
But I think we have got all that we are likely to be able to get from here.
Okay.
No, it's not Navi, because Navi would have said a date. No, you're right. Fuck.
But Navi might have some information on. Whom the fuck might have. But unless anyone else can think of something else that we might be able to rummage through in this house.
No.
I don't think so either.
First question, Danela, are you going out the window?
Sure.
All right. The window opens. You can unlock it from the inside. And it's a bit of a drop from the window, so you could either make a climb check or an acrobatics check to get down as gracefully as possible.
I would like
Actually, as she goes through the window, Victor has a fucking moment. I want to examine the window and the frame on the outside of the house.
Okay. Can do. Victor, make a perception check. Danela, make your check.
Okay. Oh, thank God, that's an 18. I only have a +2, so it's 18 total.
You can easily make your way out of the window, light on your feet, graceful as possible.
22.
22. What are you specifically looking for?
Specifically, is this the point of entry for someone who shot this man to death?
Yeah, so it looks like if you were somebody who wanted to get into this apartment and shoot this man to death, this is where you would choose to come in, probably.
Okay.
The window lock, though it locks from the inside, is one that, with the right tools, you think you could probably jiggle and jostle to unlock from the outside. It's an older building, like I said, and though the furniture inside is very, very fine craftsmanship, the windows, maybe not so much. So yeah, you think maybe yeah.
Okay. That's the one thing I wanted to check. And I can't spot, anything in, I know it's been, weeks since this man died, but, anything the cops or the guards would have missed.
It has been weeks, and there have been cops and guards here.
I know. It's just,
I know. I do.
have to ask.
I know you have to ask, and I promise I am not withholding vital information from you because you got a 22. I'm not saying, haha, not good enough, fuck you, no mystery solved for you. However, it has been, you don't notice anything of recent evidence that somebody did go through this window, but that you don't notice anything that indicates that somebody didn't, Yeah.
Okay, that's all I wanted. Bye, Denalo. See you out front.
Aya is kind of going to take note of what is outside the window, because it's possible that we might be able to at least get a sense of where they possibly went and how they possibly disappeared after.
Yeah, so there's a street outside the window.
Yeah, that's about what I figured.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
No, that is actually information.
True, it is information. There is a street outside that window. Not directly outside. There is some mulch on the ground outside the window because there's a little garden thing with some bushes. Somebody climbing out of the window does land, though, as Danela proves, sort of in between two bushes. So it's not like there are broken sticks or leaves or things like that to worry about.
Yeah.
But onto the mulch and then the street. It's not a crazy busy street. It's not like a main thoroughfare.
Yeah.
I have a weird.
But it's enough that someone, in fact, it's probably absent enough that if someone got shot, there wouldn't be an immediate ruckus of people going, "Hey, what the fuck was that?" Which means that someone could shoot someone and slip out and then be gone before too many other people came around.
Ren, what was your question?
Yeah, I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? Hold on.
Sorry.
Crazy. No, you're good. Crazy question. There's no like cat scratches on that window, is there?
You don't notice any cat scratches on that window, and you don't notice any signs of cat hair or the furniture being disturbed in the way that cats tend to leave.
They're just making a joke. Alright. I just had to ask.
Anything else?
Reclose and latch the window behind Janella.
That's good.
Smart.
Good strat, as they say. And if that's it, you guys are able to exit, and Rosie can lock up behind you.
Thank you again, Miss Rosen. Rosie. If we need anything, we'll be by. I'm sure, we might be stopping by the mortuary, sooner rather than later to talk to Yorin a little more as well. But other than that, we will be out of your hair for the time being.
Much appreciated. Just so you know, my last name is pronounced Rosin, not Rosen. I understand it's confusing.
Rosin, sorry.
It's a common mistake, considering.
Still. Like violin.
Exactly like violin, in fact.
Rosin.
And also like point shoes.
Yes. Have a good night, Miss Rosin.
You have a lovely night as well, Miss Rilla. And the rest of you.
Victor will lead the party away.
Alright.
Yay.
And you do notice that Rosie stands by the door and watches you all leave. But you guys, the night is yours.
I will relay about the note and the contents of it to anyone who sort of wasn't in the room.
Mm-hmm.
It's like decently into the evening, right?
Yeah, it's probably 7 or 8 p.m. now.
Okay. Turn a corner. Street still quiet?
Yeah.
Ouchie. You all watch Victor pull a knife out of her boot and throw it into a wooden post.
Oh.
Well, I will say, he kind of like taps the side of his head. They're saying it's probably bigger than we think it is.
Oh.
Yeah, I noticed.
Okay, that key smash was so violent, your mic picked it up.
Oh my god. Sorry.
And so it was funny.
It was very funny.
She stalks over to the fucking wood post and pulls the damn thing out with force. She looks pissed.
character. I realize this is where did you say that the files about the sort of cases that Mud's been considered important were?
In
Sorry,
his
say one more time?
office.
Yeah, in his office.
Okay, so back at the okay. Because I'm assuming he didn't have an office in his apartment.
He did have an office in his apartment, in fact, but it was like a very small situation. He had a desk in his bedroom as well that seemed to be more like this is where he sits and writes his personal notes and correspondence, and then his little tiny home office is like this is where I have work shit that I couldn't leave at work.
Yeah, I figure at least Victor glanced through, like, the file, like, ordinance, but, like, nothing. No.
You did not find at his home anything matching the file that you want.
Yeah.
So
So
if
she
he
wouldn't
kept a
have.
copy, he probably would have kept it at the mortuary, and you don't know that he would have for a case that old.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I think Victor is going to relay kind of the contents of her conversation with Rosie. Definitely not suicide. No modern murder suspects to be found. The fucking guard has the file on the Duke murder now, and she's pissed about that.
how badly do you want access to that?
Fucking badly, Aya.
Aya kind of makes a face, and I mean, it's a long shot. It is a long shot, but if Camilla is in town, she might be able to get us access. But I don't know if I have anything that I can offer to her that is worth the trade. It is a long shot. I don't entirely know what her human life is, but it is political, and based on the fact we all call her Princess. Yeah, there is a very awkward smile.
I mean, I'd be willing. Better than any of the ideas I had.
Set nods.
I don't know if she's actually in town. I need to make that clear.
Well, we'll check.
Can I ask, and I do hesitate to do so, Victor, believe me, what's so important about the file?
Whoever killed him wanted information he had. Or to silence him or something. If we know what he kept, we might have a better idea of what they were looking for. Although I don't know why they wouldn't take it with him.
Right.
Weird question. Do you think it
Yes.
might have been on the Duchess's orders? Since, from what it sounds like, they came in fairly quickly to retrieve that document.
Again, still, why not steal it when you murdered him? Too much public attention on the file being gone, of course. You can come in with a cleanup crew and take it easier than you can with the murderer. Fuck! Victor is turning the knife over in her hands.
So, okay, do you want me to see if I can find out if if Miss Camilla is in town?
Yes.
And see if she can help us. Okay.
Yes, please. She seems to have no concept of how she's acting right now.
Yeah. Now that does come with a couple of warnings. I respect Miss Camilla immensely. She scares the ever-loving shit out of me. She's never been entirely clear about what shape she was in before she was person-shaped. But it was big, and it demanded respect.
So it kind of like cocks his head a little bit at that.
She was big enough that knights tried to deal with her. And she carries herself like her presence demands respect. A lot of us heeded that because a lot of us have well-honed survival instincts. Except for Jasper, who... Look, I'm gonna be entirely honest. Jasper at one point latched onto her, never let go, and anyone else, I'm pretty sure, would have gotten their head bitten off for that. Princess likes Jasper.
That's good at least.
Does anyone not like Jasper? I don't know how you could.
Yeah,
I mean, if you don't mind me saying so, that's just a little guy.
yeah.
He is just a little guy, and that is so important.
That's just a little guy right there.
Yeah.
But hey, if she likes him, and he likes you, that's good.
So tomorrow's job is see if Princess is around. Her name is Camilla, but we all kind of call her Princesses. It kind of stuck. Very important warning. And this is sort of looking especially at Soot and Victor.
Oh god.
You can be kind of rude and kind of a bitch to her. She might find it funny. Do not disrespect her. And I don't know where that line is for.
So puts a hand on his chest, fully offended.
Believe me, I know what that line
Off her head and gives her a raised eyebrow.
Victor's like, oh, believe me, I know exactly what that line is.
Okay.
I would never. I'm a kind person.
Right, you've never been a dick to anybody in your life?
Never.
Not once.
Not even to you.
No, not even to me. Nobles, on the other hand. So
Yeah.
is she actually a noble? Or is...
I shrugged.
Well, as long as she doesn't gotta stick up her ass, it's fine.
I think she sounds delightful.
She seems fine. I mean, if she's like you lot, I don't think I'll mind her too much. Quite honestly.
She never really told us very much about her human life because it wasn't relevant. That's about what I've got for you. She's involved in something political based on sort of what I've been able to put together from what other people said and the way that she tends to move. So, and Aya just shrugs. But good news is that means she is very distinctive, so I should be able to ask at the right places and maybe do some bribes and find out if she is in town. I don't know if she knows that Jasper is here. Because I was gonna say, if she knows that Jasper's here, we could just wait to see if she shows up at Jasper's apartment, but I don't know if she knows that Jasper's here now. Or that he's going by Jasper. I don't know how in communication they are. He wasn't Jasper the last time I met him. It's a new name. I like it as a name he picked. Anyway, she kind of there is a bit of a shake and sort of the little flick of the fan. So tomorrow I can see what I can find about Miss Camilla being.
Do you have any other stuffs to make tonight?
Kind of a look at specifically Victor, as Victor's kind of been leading the.
Drink, maybe?
See, that was exactly what I was going to suggest, Victor. You and I are on the same page.
For once.
For once. I'm buying. Oh, which I mean, Switch is buying.
Thank you for offering the coin. You can earn the next slot then. You'll give him a little bit of a pat on the cheek.
You're the rich one at the moment.
Joint funds.
There we go. So I am buying. Let's go.
He just sighs a little bit.
Adder strikes off into the night with all the confidence of a blind man who has never navigated the city before.
And is just man.
He's going for it.
I love him.
Can I try to find us a place we can get a drink?
He's my
Absolutely.
favorite.
Make a perception or a knowledge local.
She's been through here before.
She's been around before. She could probably find you guys a place to drink.
So that is a 31 with a nat 20.
You
know where
find...
to drink.
Okay. Tell me what vibes of a bar you're going for, because you can find whatever vibe you want.
Victor is pissed off, which means that she probably doesn't really care about looking fancy, and she probably wants to find an ill-advised hook.
Correct.
So,
So,
one place equivalent to the Sweetwater, but not a classy kind of vibe.
so you want better quality alcohol than Sweetwater with the same ill-advised hookup potential.
Yes.
Can be found. Emily Fantasy Name Generators is going to tell me what
Where
this
it
place
is.
is called in 2 seconds.
I am still making hard hands at the poker.
No, you're correct. How do you all like the first exposure of Victor's first fatal flaw?
I love it.
Nice coping mechanism, Queen.
Yeah. Hey, Soot kind of knew about it, except he wasn't there to see her stab trees.
Also, crucially, Aya is making no promises that Princess can help us in this.
Yeah.
Oh, Fern heard the knives that got thrown into the door after them. They are very aware.
You guys end up at a place called the Sleeping Serpent.
Yo.
And vibes on entry are, one, there's sluts in this bar.
Jesus.
Two, they have a better alcohol menu than Sweetwater.
Oh, fuck yeah.
3,
Okay, crucially, I don't think Aya would be going for the type of place that if someone's not being thrown through the window when you approach, something's wrong. I don't think she ever goes for that kind of place.
Mm-hmm.
However, she also knows that none of us want to be fancier than we have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. 3, the bard in the corner is, like, fine, I guess. And 4, there's a corner table open. That's what you
No.
guys need to know about the Sleeping Serpent.
Corner.
Is this a place we can also get food, or is it just booze?
There's pub food.
Thank God. Otherwise, Soot would have left. No.
And nachos.
You guys can get some fucking nachos, you can get some potato skins, you can get some fucking mozzarella sticks.
I'm cooking all of this right now.
You can get some fries.
Gotta get that greasy pub food, God bless.
And if we're hungry for more food, Aya can dip for like 20 minutes and go to like one of the food vendors and get.
I am IRL 5 seconds away from ordering a Denny's appetizer center.
God. Dude,
It's like $20. Do it. Just
I want cheese curds so fucking badly right now.
Dude, I had poutine earlier today, and while I felt it clogging my arteries as I consumed it, it was so worth it. That was my first meal of the day.
I fucking hate it.
I got out of bed at 1 p.m. I drove my mom to her oil change to pick up a vehicle. We went. We got poutine.
I fucking hate you. That sounds so good.
I don't think I've actually had poutine before. Like
French
I've had
fries, cheese curds, gravy.
Yeah.
Yeah, same. I
Like-
don't think we've had it either. It's
Babe.
Objectively,
don't
I know what it would
can I
be
be
like,
real with
but
you?
also I want it.
Can I be real with you? I don't think I've ever seen that on a menu.
Babe, it's more of a Canadian dish than it is, but I'm from Michigan, so
Mm-hmm.
But so basically Canadian.
yeah, I'm basically Canadian. No,
Yeah.
but babe, come to Michigan again. I'll take you to Starlight Diner, and we will have poutine. And if you don't like it, I will eat all of it.
Okay.
Kill me on the spot. Anyway,
Please don't die. I love you.
okay. You can also get poutine.
Nice.
But yeah, you can have drinks.
I guess I'm fucking buying.
You are buying.
I will also contribute to the buying of drinks.
You're welcome. Your boyfriend is like this.
Yeah. Sid's gonna torment him all night. I hope he knows.
It's what he deserves for his actions.
Yeah.
But between Aya and Soot, if you both want to knock off a gold or two, I'll say your food
Okay.
and booze is covered for the night.
Hog.
For everybody. And you guys can drink to whatever degree you would like. And you can also have
Am I
bad
directly
hookups.
offered? Am I directly offered anything?
I think Sid probably looks at a menu and is like, so Fern, do you want anything?
Oh, I don't drink, sorry. Well, I mean, if I am allowed to, I don't drink.
Oh! Is that an often thing where you're not allowed to say no?
Well, it's, I mean, you know when we were... it's very hard to refuse a very friendly offer of a direct drink placed into my hand, you know what I mean? It's only polite to accept, but given the option, I prefer not to.
Alright.
Would you like me? Would you like me or us, those of us who are willing, to intercede if someone is trying to put a drink in your hands?
Oh, if it won't be impolite, I would appreciate it.
Alright, well, I think we could probably handle that.
Thank you.
Of course.
Fern can get some apple juice.
Yeah.
Fuck yes. Fuck yes.
Victor is taking 2 shots, has a cocktail, and is looking for either an ill-advised hookup or maybe if Donella is down again.
God bless.
Or both, fuck it.
Ill-advised threesome.
Fuck it, we ball.
Ill-advised threesome.
You can absolutely find a partner for your ill-advised threesome, because maybe I'm being presumptuous in thinking that Danela would be down.
Oh no, that's why I'm chanting.
I think is going to see if she can coax one of the party members into a bit of a dance.
Oh, fun.
Possibly if Two of the party members are off having an ill-advised threesome. So see if maybe Fern or, but see if any of the usually male presenting party members are willing to.
The lads, even.
Yeah, I feel like
Yes.
the boys could probably take turns dancing. Well, that depends on if Adder feels comfortable dancing with her.
Oh yeah.
Depending.
Adder could probably Adder, if you offer, Adder will say, I need to gently remind you that I am blind.
I am aware.
All right, good.
I'm
That being said, I do
confident enough
accept.
in my ability to lead us that we won't have any disasters.
I think it'd be funnier if I led, but all right.
I'll sit back and watch.
We can make it look like you're leading.
Or I could actually lead and we could see what happens.
Oh, this will be fun.
Now?
You know what? Anya is always down to shenanigans, so I think she will let Ada lead, but is entirely ready to redirect if needed.
Two things. Number one, Adder, while dancing, does still keep his cane in his hand. Two, we're gonna see what his perform check is.
Oh, man.
And I'll roll it publicly for everybody, just so everybody gets to see what happens.
Should I
All right.
also roll?
So it doesn't go great. Aya, it's on you.
Incredible news.
I need to see that roll.
So even with a 7 on the dice, that's a 24.
Okay, Aya, even with Adder's 7, you save the dance. It is not a catastrophe. He definitely, you can tell, while he's very comfortable with the dancing itself, the people in this bar are clearly not used to dancing around somebody who can't see that they're coming.
Yeah.
And so
I think Aya does start, little whistles to make sure he knows someone is sort of coming up, either on the side or behind.
So you guys end up making it work. It's a fun little dance. You have a nice time.
And crucially, it is fun. The bird and the blind man.
Crucially, it is funny. They're doing so well.
They are so normal.
Time for the boyfriend now.
Time for the boyfriend now. Aya, you can easily pass Adder off.
Give me full warning that I am passing you off to Soot.
Well, actually, if Aya wants to dance again, Sit would go with her and then steal his boyfriend back.
Fair enough.
Which I think goes a lot smoother than you would think, considering that you just danced with him. They do well as dance partners.
Because they're gay.
Yeah.
Look at that fucking sampler platter.
Sampler? Oh, fuck, dude. I want...
It's with the driver, it's like $20, but
yeah.
you get the best appetizers.
Yeah.
And Victor and Zanela, unless you're married to the idea of me coming up with your ill-advised threesome partner, I'm not gonna.
Sure. I don't think we'll remember the name anyway.
You can envision her however you want her to be. Extremely ill-advised. This is a choice that, if you were planning on sticking around for any length of time, would be so messy eventually.
She's probably cheating on somebody.
She's definitely cheating on somebody. 100%. But that is what you guys spend your evening doing.
What's Danella's sense motive score?
2.
Okay.
Fucking, are you also a low wisdom bitch, Danella?
No, my wisdom's 14.
Okay. Oh, you just don't have any points in it.
Yeah, I just don't have any points in it yet.
Makes sense. I'm used to low wisdom bitches in this household. What can I say?
Points at soot.
You have the same wisdom as Aya, but Aya is kind of built on wisdom.
Aya is a different beast.
She's a creature.
I have a really good wisdom too, is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
You do be a cleric.
But also I need it.
You have the best wisdom of
Yeah.
all.
I have an 18.
Yeah.
Love that.
And that'll go up when we get the extra progression. What's it called?
The
extra
automatic
progression
bonus
thing. Yeah, it's the automatic
Yeah.
bonus progression. That'll go be a 20 when we get that. And I'm
Nice.
very excited for my 20 wisdom.
Yeah.
I feel.
I think even though with that low score, something's a little different this time. Danella, Victor is in a much different mood.
Yeah.
Clear.
I don't think Danela was ready for one-on-one with that kind of mood, which is why I went with the threesome.
Fair.
You know what? That's fair.
Very valid. You guys have a good evening. Good being relative to whatever, but it's a good time. Dances can be had, women can be fucked, drinks can be consumed. You know how it is.
Soot does continue to torment Adder.
Adder's being bullied, and he
Actually,
doesn't fucking appreciate this, actually.
Aya is crucially not drinking enough that she'll have to deal with a hangover in the morning, but she is drinking enough for, like, pleasant and...
Yeah, Soot's getting a good buzz.
Adder is, definitely, buzzed by the end of the night and can't believe his boyfriend is being so mean to him.
Do we have to hold Ada back from throwing hands with somebody?
He doesn't. Nobody approaches him with intent to throw hands. So, no. But if somebody had, he probably would have.
God, I love him.
You know how he is. His brain cells not as abundant as others.
He's just himbo, with sass.
That is what he is the thing.
Himbo add sass.
Himbo plus sass.
Himbo with some sass added in as spice.
With a little spice. But yeah, wherever you end up in the evening, in the morning, you can make your way back. And spend your morning, unless there's anything else specific that must take place that night. We can resume the following morning at the Ugly Fox Inn.
Oh, good.
Yes. The only thing Aya wants to do requires Skylar to be here, so is not. So morning happens to us.
Alright.
Whoa, morning be upon me. Hold on, let me check. Okay. I was just looking through what I got told in the me chat.
The special you chat.
Yeah. I don't know what to do with them. Sometimes. Which is all the time.
Yeah, that's fair. It is morning. You guys can get breakfast. If you drank enough to get hungover, L. If you didn't, you're fine. This is being left up to player discretion this time.
Fair enough.
Sit's alright.
Adder is like mostly fine.
Bless.
He'll be fine if
And
he eats some
Fern was
bacon
allowed
about it.
to not have full.
And Fern drank appy juice and so is thriving this morning.
Yes.
Bless.
Power of
I'm
appy
chilling.
juice.
The power.
I'm chilling. I'm making friendship bracelets.
I wouldn't
Yo.
describe Victor as thriving, but she doesn't have a hangover.
True.
Fine.
Sid did bring Dog back, I think, probably sometime during, drink time. So,
Matchbox had a fucking fantastic evening, in case anybody, if you even care.
he got to have some of the beef heart.
Yes,
I so care.
good. You should.
I might actually ask if Fern would be willing to help her go see if we can find any word on Miss Camilla, because Fern is a little bit better at talking to people and kind of getting people to volunteer information, although Aya doesn't think of it that way.
Yeah.
Either Fern or Victor, and Victor is a little bit, not quite explosive right now, but
No, she's definitely chiller.
yeah.
She definitely seems to have packed it all up at the very least.
Compartmentalize.
I'll go.
Alright. A Camilla tracking mission can commence. How are you going about this? Are you involving Jasper at all? Are you asking in particular places? What is your technique?
I would like to involve Jasper a little bit, because, and I think mostly Aya's particular thought is... Sorry, I'm trying to wall gather thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like from what you've given me, Camilla has the type of presence / vibe that does stir gossip.
Mm-hmm.
And people love to gossip to me.
They love
Yes.
goss.
You love to gossip to you. I'm
So-
going to tell you out of character. I intend for you to be able to find Princess. She won't be
Yes.
overly difficult. I'm just curious what sort of vibe you're looking to start your information gathering with.
I think Aya thinks that we will have the most luck with either certain tier of courier or a certain tier of merchant, because I don't know if Princess is as if Princess / Camilla / whatever the fuck name we end up settling on for like common use is as interested in luxury goods as her origins might suggest. That is the vibe I've gotten from the picture you gave me, is that she likes her things to be fancy and well.
She does like her things to be fancy and nice.
So
if you're
I thought either couriers of a certain grade, of the type who would be interacting with either politics or nobles, or the merchants who kind of trade in the type of things she thinks Princess would like. Okay!
I was so concerned for a second there about the number 39 on that knowledge local. I was like, we are way closer than I thought to the time when I start killing, and I'm not ready for that yet.
I don't
my
currently
God.
have either my glasses or my
God.
contacts, so I can't see what I'm typing.
Mood.
You're very
Okay.
very, very valid. It was funny.
It was.
Fern and Aya, with this agreement to sort of, okay, you want to go talk to the couriers and the merchants. Are you getting Jasper first, or are you waiting on the Jasper thing?
Wait, I would suggest waiting on Jasper.
Yeah, I would also suggest waiting.
Alright. No Jasper for now.
Mm-hmm.
We can swing to go get Jasper, possibly once we know where Camilla, what day Camilla's showing up, or where she's staying if she's already here.
Mm-hmm. Alright, make... From each of you, I would like the following. Number 1, a knowledge local, and number 2, a diplomacy. Fern, if you would like to replace your diplomacy with one of your checks, that's also fine.
I would love to, actually. Actually, is mine? Wait. My diplomacy is actually slightly better.
Well, there we go.
Why? Wait, why? Oh, cause it's my charisma, not my wisdom. Okay. So. I mean.
I can give you my results.
Yeah, go ahead and put them in chat, please.
Why am I rolling well?
Your curse is broken, I guess.
What the hell? My curse is gone. What do I do?
Ah!
I'm so fucking proud.
What? I just rolled 2 19s in a row.
Hell yeah.
What the fuck?
Your curse?
Who am I?
So Fern was very much carrying this, but that's okay because that's why Aya asked Fern to come along, and also they can hang out.
I think now. Let me have my first over 30. Let me have my first over 30.
Oh God.
That means a 32. Like that is delight, not.
Yeah, I mean, but well, it's, and if they don't like me, it's a 31. But
they like you just fine.
Okay.
All right. So, Fern, you, with a lot more ease, are able to sort of navigate your wander through town, asking in at certain stores or checking in with people who you happen to pass by who seem to be in a chatty mood, and a lot of people are in a chatty mood when you're involved. You have better luck getting appetizers. Getting connected with the sort of people that Aya suggests talking to, both the merchants and the couriers. And while everybody is friendly to Aya, they're not friendly to Aya. And so you have a little bit of an interesting conversation with a courier that you talk to, which is that when you give the name Camilla Lind, which is the full name of the person known as Princess, that Aya would know. Yeah, I realized I didn't give you her last name. When you give the name Camilla Lind, the courier sort of looks at you with an odd expression and says, "The Aspanan ambassador?"
Oh.
Aspana, of course, being the neighboring nation to your east.
Yes.
And the courier has a moment where they look at you and look at Aya, and it looks like they're trying to come up with why somebody who doesn't already know where to find the Aspanan ambassador, one, needs to find the Aspanan ambassador, and two, is like talking to them about it. And they have like a little bit of a moment, but like, you're their friend, so they want to help you out.
Yeah, we're personal friends, and we just heard she was in the area, and we were in the area, but, you know, difficult to find someone when you're just in the same area as each other, you know?
Right. Yes. Well, I could. They sort of they make a face, and then it's like this courier is thinking, maybe, like they were about to say something, and they're like, maybe I don't give the personal address of the ambassador to two people who came up to me on the street, and they say, I could deliver a message.
Sounds just fine.
They offer you some spare paper and a writing stick.
Now, I, as Joe, I'm trying to decide if I want to give like Jasper's address and have us meet there, or no. It's probably better to do that. We can rent a room somewhere for the sake of this conversation.
I would like to get her personal address. I'm very friendly. I want to be friendly.
You can be friendly. Go ahead and make a check.
Do it.
Don't drop the dice.
Don't.
Okay. I actually rolled mediocre on the dice, but my modifier good, so.
Modifier is good.
Modifier.
I'm gonna say that due to several factors, this person still is not inclined to give you her personal address at this time.
Fair.
Mostly
Right.
because this person maybe has met Camilla Lind before.
I will write a note that is basic. That she spends a lot of time figuring out the wording and sort of conferring with Fawn about the wording. But it basically sums up as. Sorry, my brain just fizzled.
It's okay.
The general vibe I'm getting is, the vibe I'm getting is that it sums up as, we'd like to see you at your convenience. Jasper would also like to see you. And that can either be somewhere you want to meet us, or we can find a place. And I will both sign it and I think just leave a little crane doodle in near the signature as well.
Aww.
Okay.
Just reminding you which of the support network I am.
Good to know. And do you leave in this message, A, details about Jasper's place, or B, details about where you're staying?
Yes.
Okay.
She will leave that we are staying at the Ugly Fox, and that Jasper has an apartment in the city with the rough kind of district.
Yeah.
We can catch up about Jasper has a job now, which is a wild revelation.
Mm-hmm.
In person. But that's the general vibe of the note. She signs it, Ayaklayson, with the little doodle of a crane next to it.
Mm-hmm.
And she does also mention in it that it is both a social and regarding a possible favor she would like to ask.
All right, good to know.
But mostly social.
You give this note to the courier, who promises, especially to their dear friend Fern, that they will see it to the ambassador as fast as they possibly can.
Also have a
Okay.
sense for like how much a message would take to like take across the city for a courier of this kind of grade?
So this guy is probably the kind of guy who does work for people that gets him tipped in gold. So
that is what I is working out is how much of a gold tip am I giving this man?
yeah. So you can make a guesstimate. You can give him a few gold and he likely will not turn his nose up at it.
I'll give him 5 gold as a thank you
Alright.
for his time and a tip for the.
All right. They happily take it and bustle off with a sense of purpose and urgency to go deliver a message for their friend. So congratulations, you've solved my Find the Ambassador puzzle.
Yo.
By which I mean,
Not a word till Victor hears about that.
you've discovered Princess's job.
Yeah.
What was the name of the neighboring nation?
Aspana, hold on.
And what was the language Aya knew?
Aya knows Orin, which is
Orin.
What's wind? It's the language of the winds.
Just kids fall in love.
Hello.
Oh my god. No.
Is there double
No.
bed jail?
Go to jail. Go to anime jail.
Oh my god.
Should I make an anime jail?
Yeah.
Orin,
weeboo?
Orin High School Host Club and the opening OST Kiss Kiss Fall in Love.
Kiss, kiss, fall in
Okay.
love.
Kiss, fall in love.
We're
God,
making anime
best
jail for
fucking-
Asterisk.
That's my
I'm
such a
so
good
honored.
scene.
Put me in there as well because I did immediately start humming it.
Okay, yeah.
Kiss, kiss,
Everybody's
fall in love.
going to fucking anime jail.
Yay! I'm already in dad jail.
Anime jail. Alright. And by everybody, I mean Asterisk and Joe. But Parker and Nocturne are the only ones free.
L.
For now.
Join
For
us.
God.
But yes. That took you for sure the morning and into the afternoon to track down people. I just felt like skimming over the actual nitty-gritty of
Much
interaction.
appreciated.
Because interactions, you know how they are.
Yeah. Aya does kind of look at the phone and just. So do we tell Victor now or wait until she shows up? Well, do we tell Victor when we get back or do we wait until she shows up?
I'm not actually sure what the best course of action would be.
Shrug.
It would
Maybe.
probably be the like socially acceptable thing to warn her, but it would be funny if we didn't.
Oh,
She
then
might
we
tell
should
me if we didn't.
then we should warn her. You know me.
Yeah, you're right.
Alright. What has everybody else been up to while Fern and Aya are on their fun little adventure?
I was doing my general knowledge. The general
Oh yes,
local.
fuck, I forgot about that one. I'm so sorry, buddy.
You're good.
So, good thing for me to work out. So you're asking around, gathering information. In much the same way, I'm gonna be skipping most of the interactions because, you know, interactions.
Yeah. I am running out of spoons. I had a very hard PT today.
We're gonna skip interactions. You find the opinions on the Rosins are very, very positive in the community. Mr. Rosin and his butcher shop is very, very popular. It's a high quality place that's looked up to. You understand that Rosie used to work in her dad's shop full time before she got her apprenticeship with Mr. Mudspin, and people do miss her in the shop. You also, you do get the sense when Rosie said that she's probably a bit older than you think she is like 46, somebody tells you. She does not look 46. She looks, in fact, early 20s, but based on your roughly humanoid approximation of what you think a rock person might look like if they were human, and you know the elemental races do tend to have dilated aging. So, you're not surprised by that. You don't know how old Mr. Rosin is. You do... There's some sort of indecorous gossip that you hear, that from certain people who seem to be that sort of gossip that speculate some things about Rosie and Mr. Mudspin, but overall the vibe seems to be that he had a very fatherly attitude towards her, and she was a good friend and companion in addition to being his apprentice, as he wasn't a very social man. But again, you do get the perception from other people that Mr. Mudspin was a kind man. That he made good connections with people in his life, even if they were not deep connections nor very numerous. He did seem like a kind man, based on everything you hear, except for those few occasional gossips that speculate something untoward with him and his apprentice. But you don't put a lot of stock into those. You think that's just people being the way that people are.
I know.
You also... make me a perception check for funsies.
Great. That's going to be a 16.
16. Okay. I do not have anything else for you then. I just wanted to check.
Okay.
If there's something specific you wanted to know about Mr. Mudspin and the Rosins, you can ask a question and I will answer, but
that's fine.
Alright.
I have a question.
What's your question?
So what does Rosie look like again?
So, Rosie is a woman who, if you glanced at her from very great distance, might look like a human with, like a bald human woman with a skin condition, but upon closer inspection, she is instead an Oread who is an Earth Genasi, effectively. Craggy, brown, stonish skin, that, while it doesn't, crack or otherwise become damaged as she moves, has a sort of sturdiness to it, if not a stiffness. Her movements aren't stiff, but she does seem very strong just because she's partially made of rock, and she has very bright crystalline purple eyes with no pupils or sclera, just like there are crystals as if inset in a statue. That's
Okay.
what Rosie looks like.
Gotcha.
She's also like 6'5".
Mm-hmm.
God bless.
God bless. anything else that people are up to while Fern and Aya are gone?
I'm trying to think how soot can be of use.
Yeah.
If there's nothing, don't worry about coming up with something, and Aya and Fern can return and update with their information.
Yeah, because my spoons have gone away for some reason.
We'll be wrapping up pretty soon, don't worry, guys. Just want to get Fern and Aya's information to the rest of the party.
Yeah.
But yeah, Aya and Fern, you can find the rest of your party when you get home.
Alright.
So, very good news.
Oh?
We were able to get a message sent to Miss Camilla. Interesting news, I found out what her job is.
Okay.
Oh?
Aya has the Fernal, and is very steadily keeping, not eye contact, but is like looking very steadily at a point. At a point on like Victor's, sorry, brain. Probably honestly looking very steadily at sort of the point between Victor's horns. She's an ambassador. The Espanan ambassador, in fact. And this is probably somewhere moderately private, but... And she's not being loud. It's enough for the table to hear, but not...
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what do I know about this woman?
You can make a knowledge nobility check for me if you want.
Yes, please.
Could I try and roll one too? Or not?
You can,
Yeah, also, would I know anything?
yeah, anybody who has knowledge nobility as a skill.
Oh.
So I'm gonna say you don't know this woman because
Yeah.
she never comes to your area of the world.
I never had a reason to know about the ambassador.
Yeah.
Of some foreign area.
Okay. Of
Makes sense.
Vespana now. Yeah, so anybody who's... Alright, 22 and 27. Fern, you have heard of this woman? Now with some context, the name does strike you. You've certainly never met her, and you don't know anybody in your circles that have necessarily, but you have heard. She became the ambassador only fairly recently, in the last... It was probably 7 or 8 years ago. But you are aware of her just sort of tangentially. She is from Hispana. You don't know a ton about Hispanan political structure. It's not something you really had need to look up in your life.
Mm-hmm.
But Jamie wondering why so many people are in jail. Somebody else explain it to her. But yeah, she's probably a big deal in Hispana, as far as you know. She's certainly not a small deal here.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's what you get. Victor.
Mm-hmm.
Victor, you're trying to think if you've ever ended up in a room with this woman before.
Yeah.
You don't believe you have.
Okay.
You don't think
know if you had.
you don't think your paths have crossed. But you had a moment there where you were like, oh god. But yeah, Esponan Ambassador, 7 or 8 years ago, was appointed as such. Is, from your understanding, literal Esponan royalty.
Okay.
But it's unusual to you, and it always has been unusual when hearing about her. Why literal Esponan royalty
Is it ambassador?
Is functioning as an ambassador rather than governing in Espana.
Yeah.
And you're doing a little bit of math in your brain, and you're like, Aya has said some things about this woman. Namely, used to be big enough that knights would try to deal with her. And you're starting to come to some conclusions about why maybe why she's not governing in Espana.
She was a fucking dragon.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking.
I think Victor looks at Aya for a minute, and you can see the math going on in her head. She's gonna lean over the table and get real close to Aya. Aya, darling. I think your friend's a dragon.
She sort of cocks her head. That wouldn't be surprising.
Well, shit.
I mean, I never asked specifically because she never... some of us are open about it. Some of us are very open about the shape we used to have. But it's not... It's not personal preference. So it wouldn't surprise me if she used to be a dragon.
No, darling. You misunderstand. I didn't say used to be a dragon. I think she still is a dragon.
Dragon's shape. That is a Joe slip, not my slip. I would have used to be in dragon shape.
Yeah, your situation is one thing. Dragons, some of them can just shapeshift at will. There is no used to be dragon shape.
Kind of looks and wobbles the fan a little bit. Yes, but also no. Much better if she explains it. But from what I've been able to get, yes, but also no. In her particular case. But you see why my warnings about you can be a bitch, but do not disrespect her.
Victor is like stapling her fingertips together, like arms mostly on the table, like hands up, fingers steepled.
Getting this no shitheadedness. This is said with monk serenity. This is said with.
And she is like staring into the wood of the table. You can see there is so much math going on in her brain right now.
All of the math.
However, if we're gonna talk to her, we should probably collect Jasper first. She's probably gonna send a runner telling us either where to meet her or she's gonna turn up.
Oh, the fuck.
She wouldn't turn up.
Person-shaped dragon?
Have I ever met a person-shaped dragon?
Your friend is a dragon and also considered, direct royalty.
Yes, we call her princess. Did that not...
Well, there's a difference between calling somebody like princess as, oh, a princess, like, you can call your cat that, or, you know, a child you really like, and they're being a little bit bratty or something.
You could be a little affectionate with somebody and calling them princess. That doesn't mean they're necessarily an actual fucking princess.
This is a literal, oh, Jesus.
I need to show you all, like, the pose that, like, Victor is doing. It's, like, thumbs right here, fingertips like this, and, like, staring. into the wood of the table.
Yeah.
Sid's got his hands in his hair.
Oh my God.
The thing is, I knew when I proposed this that I knew it would be extremely funny. And I need to be clear, I don't recognize some of the severity of the situation, but it's also like I need you to understand that Aya knows this woman in the context of a support group that can basically be summed up as, so, you ended up in person shape. Here's what you need to know. Also, here's a group of people who are in a similar situation, so you don't feel completely isolated. So Aya's context for knowing this person is so wildly different.
Have I ever met a dragon? Fuck, a person-shaped dragon.
Fern? Absolutely.
Oh yeah. How many?
Um,
You want me to, like, roll a d6?
yeah, go ahead, roll a d6.
3.
3. Okay. Roll a d20 and call high or low so I can decide if something really funny is the case.
Oh god, see, knowing me, I want to call low. But also, like, recently... Yeah, fuck it, I'll call low. I rolled a 12.
A 12. Okay. Good to know. At some point I might tell you some information. It might be funny. Who's to say?
I would love to know some funny things.
It will be so funny sometime.
God.
But yeah.
I mean... They're not that bad.
What, royalty?
No, dragons.
I think it sounds exciting.
Royalty, yes, they... Well, not all the time, but they often are. You know how it is with royalty.
I can't say I've had the pleasure, but I can't say I'm not.
It is not a pleasure.
Well, there you go.
Count yourself lucky.
Ooh. You know what? We're just normal people.
Are we gonna be asking this woman to help us get some documents for this fucking murder case?
Probably.
Good question.
Is that, like, okay?
Victor has descended into the universe in which white woman doing math exists.
Fucking iconic.
You get it? Like, the energy is like, she has put all of the numbers into the calculation, and she's getting an answer she didn't expect, and can't find where she fucked up. Like, she put in, like, 3 plus 3 and got 7, and she's like, what?
That doesn't make sense.
I love this.
Oh.
Aya, what are the rest of your people like?
How
So far we've met...
so?
Well, so far we've met a lizard with an apartment full of sand. And you've told us about someone who's a frog. And, well... Princess.
Well, I can give you the basic rundown of the people I interact with most often.
I don't really need like a summary. I just more like, are people more likely to be like him or more likely to be like her?
Generally a little bit more like me. There is one person who's a little bit more like Jasper. Let's see. Pierre and Cerise run a pub and have 7? But they have several kids together. Yeah, they're generally more in myself. Although not quite the level of wandering vagrant, but
Okay.
there's a lot of like, make a life, mind ourselves.
Yeah. All right, that's good to know. we don't have any other dragons then.
Not as far as not unless some new people have been introduced since the last time I was there. And if they have, it will be just as much of a surprise to me as it is to you.
Ah, that's very exciting.
Comforting.
Very comforting, yes.
Well, this will be a good story.
I'm glad your priorities are the same as ever.
We also don't have to do this as a favor. It can just be a social visit.
Oh, well, what better time to ask a favor of a princess than, a social visit? Right?
I had Bob's.
So just like
with
rubs
such
at his
authority
face.
on a matter that I know for damn sure you have no authority to speak on.
What was that Ada said?
Adder says, Soot, you're speaking with a lot of authority on a matter that I know damn well you have no authority to speak on.
Well, you know, somebody's gotta say it, I guess.
We just don't have a very good track record with people of that status.
For us, I mean, there's more of us than just the two of us now. So, maybe it'll balance it out. My luck doesn't count.
Alright. It's fine, it'll be fine.
I can keep my mouth shut. There's time. I'm sure she's much nicer than the other one.
Yeah, probably. Don't think you need to be much more of a bitch than both here.
So just like grumbles in like the mug of probably something non-alcoholic that he's drinking at the table.
Sarah's going to pull out a cigarette, light it, and then go back to her pose.
I do need to be clear. For all that Aya is approaching this with like monk serenity, y'all are realizing that she did not realize just how fucking much of a big deal Camilla was, but is processing it by like, well, we're already here.
Yeah.
I've already made decisions.
I've already sent the letter.
I'm gonna get to the bit.
She's already sent the letter.
Or my actions are already in play.
Yeah, they're already in motion, so I might as well just roll with the punches.
Plus, she likes Aya, right? He looks at you, Aya.
She did threaten to do terrible things when I told her what happened with Aaron. Terrible things to him.
Oh, okay, good. I mean, that bodes well for a relationship, I guess.
And again, she is significantly, I wouldn't call her soft when Jasper's around, but it's, she kind of, you can see the little brow furrow as she's trying to figure out how to put words to.
Big lizard like little lizard.
Oh my god, that's the funniest shit I've ever heard.
Oh my god.
Honestly, I think that's the best way you can put it.
I mean, if I were a big lizard, I'd probably like little lizards too. They'd be like little puppies.
And also, Jasper is such a little guy. As you put it out, it's basically impossible to not like him.
He's just a little guy.
If you don't like him, you're just wrong. That's the thing.
How much do I know about dragons?
How much do you know about dragons? Make a knowledge arcana.
Do I know anything about dragons?
I know anything about dragons.
Make a knowledge arcana.
Oh, yes.
Or a knowledge nature.
Natural 20, baby.
Oh my god.
Yo.
I know things about dragons.
I rolled high too.
I got
20. 1 second, I'm trying to write and do math. 23.
What is my...
Okay. Pop those bad bitches into the chat.
Well, I've returned to my ways.
Fern, you know dragons in person shape. One thing, Fern, that you will just know. Dragons in person shape aren't unfriendly to you, but they're also not your friend, you know.
Yes.
They're dragons.
Yes, and
You're very small.
oh
Compared.
yes. Oh yes.
Alright.
You will not appeal.
23, 24, 28. Okay. Are you, everybody needs to tell me, are you asking for dragon, social information? Dragon social theory? Or dragon general behavior? Things about dragons being person-shaped? Dragon magic? Like, what, how much are you thinking? What direction are you inquiring in your own brain here?
If I was to change my face, how likely would it be that she would know that my face was different?
It would probably depend on the kind of dragon she is. However, not very likely. You don't think. Certainly not while in person shape. You don't think.
Okay.
Not a high likelihood. And depending, it can be seen as quite... Here's the other thing. If she is a dragon in person form, even if she's aware of your face being changed, it's extremely unlikely that her sense of decorum and etiquette would enable her to say anything about it, considering the hypocrisy of that. Many dragons have a very, very strong sense of etiquette, effectively.
Okay. She's starting to solidify what is keeping her in the math realm and climb out of it.
I am not sorry. Aya is a little bit like, perhaps I should have been more thorough in my warnings beforehand, but in my defense, I didn't have some of the context beforehand.
Aya is also a bird.
You also don't have the context for why Victor is so deep in the math realm right now.
Well,
Soot and Danela, what are you trying to vibe check about dragons?
I was going for like behavior
Okay.
and like limits, like their social, like how they are socially.
And Soot?
I feel like Soot's was a similar vein, but it's mostly like, what do I definitely need to avoid saying to her to make her upset with me?
Don't insult her.
Yep.
Is the vibe you get step 1. Dragons in general have a very broad range. If this is a dragon who is also a spawn and royalty and an ambassador, she's probably one of the more lawful brands of dragon, if she is classic traditional dragon. You don't know how much you should be counting on her dragon traits, on how much you should be counting on her royalty traits. But you think erring on the side of more formal is going to be better than not. Some dragons can get very, very, very ornery when offended. And the way Aya was talking, it doesn't sound like that would be unreasonable to expect from this woman.
Alright.
So you also, like... Fern said big lizard like little lizard, and you're like, I wonder if it's like a parental thing? And then you're like, maybe it's just because she likes a little guy. Who's to say? Like, you don't know. Maybe you'll be able to get a better vibe check on that when you see them interact, if you see them interact. But yeah, basically, all of the advice Aya has given seems very sound in terms of interacting with any dragon, but this one in particular.
Gotcha.
Alright, is that everybody who rolled? Yes. Alright. And... is there anything that people are doing with their afternoon besides waiting?
Nope.
Okay.
Maybe a
I
little arts
is
and
gonna
crafts.
go ahead via Jasper's and go. So it turns out that Princess is in town.
Jasper's very excited to see you, Aya, and even more excited when you say that Princess is in town. Is she coming to visit?
She might be coming to visit us at the inn. I've told her that you have an apartment, but not where it is.
Oh, she has been here before.
Okay, I didn't know that.
I didn't say.
That's okay. You don't have to.
That's true. If she's going to come to visit you, can I come to visit you?
Of course.
So I can see Princess and Aya?
Aya nods emphatically.
And Aya's friends. Should I come now, or is she coming later?
I don't entirely know.
That's how Princess is.
Yeah.
I don't know either.
She just kind of turns up.
I like Princess. I hope she turns up soon.
Well, would you like to come with me? And so if she turns up to go speak to me and my friends, you can be there?
Yes, yes. I want to see Princess. And Aya. And Aya's friends. And while Aya is out, seeing Jasper, the courier from before, Fern, comes to your inn looking for you. And has a note for you. And it's written in common, very, very fine penmanship, and Fern, the note that you receive simply reads, I'll be by this evening. Period. That's it.
All right.
And I think, given that it's 11:09, and I did promise we would wrap up soon, this is soon. So I think that's the point we'll leave it off on.
Woo!
For this evening.
Princess.
I love how concise.
She's a busy woman. She doesn't have a lot of time to write extensive notes.
We get to meet.
Extensive notes.
We get to
Other
meet a
people
previous
give her
dragon.
context. She just goes ahead with it.
Love it.
Iconic.
Oh my god.